So, I've been thinking a lot lately about the future. Not in a sci-fi, flying cars kind of way, but in a very real, very practical sense. We're living through this insane period of technological acceleration. AI isn't just a buzzword anymore, it's a tool that's fundamentally reshaping industries, jobs, and how we interact with the world. The pace of change is just relentless. And it begs the question, what skills will actually matter in a few years? What's going to separate the people who thrive from the people who just get by? It's not about predicting the exact jobs of 2030 because honestly, who knows? It's about building a foundation that's adaptable, that's resilient, that's future-proof. This isn't about being scared of automation or robots taking our jobs. It's about being smart. It's about understanding the new landscape and equipping ourselves with the right toolkit. The skills that were valuable 10 years ago are already being augmented or even replaced by technology. So, the new premium isn't on what you know, but on you think, how you connect, and how you adapt. It's about leaning into the things that make us uniquely human, but also learning to leverage these incredible new technologies as partners, not competitors. This is the playbook for not just surviving, but actually winning in the next decade. That's what this video is all about. I've put together a list of what I believe are the 12 most critical, future-proof skills you need to start developing right now to be ready for 2030. We're going to break down each one, not just with definitions, but with practical, actionable steps and real-world examples. This isn't just a list, it's a roadmap. We're going to cover everything from the way you solve problems to how you lead a team that might include both humans and AI. So, grab a coffee, get comfortable, let's get into it. These are the 12 future-proof skills you need by 2030. Alright, first up, and maybe the most fundamental of them all, critical thinking and problem solving. This has always been important, but in an age where AI can spit out answers in a millisecond, the real value is in asking the right questions and dissecting the answers. It's about not just accepting information, but interrogating it, understanding its context and identifying its flaws. AI is a powerful calculator, but you still need to be the mathematician who knows which equation to solve and whether the answer makes sense in the real world. This is the core of human intelligence in the modern era. Let's make this real. Imagine you're running a direct-to-consumer e-commerce brand selling sustainable sneakers. For the past 6 months, your customer acquisition cost, the money you spend to get one new customer, has been steadily climbing. Your sales are flat, and your profit margins are getting squeezed. The easy surface-level move is to just throw more money at marketing or cut the ad budget entirely. But that's not critical thinking. That's a knee-jerk reaction. A critical thinker stops and asks, what are the underlying factors here? So step 1 of the critical thinking process, deconstruct the problem. It's not just costs are up, it could be media group, computer screen showing Facebook or Google ads algorithm update, marketer reading digital marketing news at stock at distribute _equally, ad platform algorithm changes, increased competition in the sustainable sneaker space, a shift in consumer sentiment, a flaw in your checkout process, or maybe your ads are just getting stale. You need to break the big, scary problem into smaller, manageable questions. You start gathering data, not just the top-line numbers, but digging into your analytics. Where are customers dropping off? Which ad creative has the highest click-through rate but the lowest conversion? What are customers saying in reviews and on social media? Step 2, analyze and evaluate the information. You notice your ads on Instagram are getting expensive, but a competitor is making a huge splash on TikTok with user-generated content. Your data shows high cart abandonment rates on mobile devices. Customer feedback mentions confusing sizing charts. Now you're getting somewhere. You're moving past the symptom, high costs, and getting to the potential diseases. AI can help you crunch these numbers faster, but it can't connect the dots in a uniquely human, contextual way. It can't feel the frustration of a user trying to figure out their shoe size. Finally, step 3, synthesize and solve. You form a hypothesis. Our rising costs are due to over-reliance on an expensive ad platform and a poor mobile user experience. Now you can build a targeted solution. You propose a small experimental budget for a TikTok influencer campaign. You assign a UX designer to overhaul the mobile checkout and simplify the sizing guide. Then, you measure the results relentlessly. You don't just solve it and walk away, you create a feedback loop. That entire process, from costs or up to a multi-pronged, data-informed action plan, that's critical thinking in action. It's methodical, it's curious, and it's irreplaceable. Okay, let's switch gears from the purely logical to something deeply human emotional intelligence, or EQ. If IQ is about raw processing power, EQ is about the interface. It's your ability to understand, use, and manage your own emotions in positive ways, and to recognize and influence the emotions of others. In a world where we're collaborating more with machines, our ability to connect, empathize, and communicate effectively with other humans becomes a massive differentiator. You can't automate empathy. You can't code genuine rapport. This is the soft skill with the hardest impact. So, let's get into a coaching mindset here. How do you actually improve your EQ in a professional setting? It starts with self-awareness. This is the foundation. It means recognizing your own emotional triggers. For example, you get an email with some blunt feedback from your boss. What's your immediate gut reaction? Do you get defensive, anxious, angry? A person with high self-awareness doesn't just react, they observe their own reaction. They think, okay, I'm feeling defensive right now. Why? It's because I put a lot of work into that project, and the feedback feels like a personal critique. That simple act of noticing and naming the emotion gives you power over it. Next up is self-regulation. Once you're aware of the emotion, you have a choice. You can fire back a defensive email immediately, or you can regulate. You can take a 5-minute walk, get a glass of water, and reread the email when you're calmer. Self-regulation is the pause between stimulus and response. A practical technique here is the 3-second rule. Before you speak in a tense meeting or reply to a charged email, consciously pause for 3 full seconds. It feels like an eternity, but it's often just enough time for your rational brain to catch up with your emotional one. Then we move outward to social awareness. This is about empathy, the ability to understand the emotional makeup of other people. It's about reading the room. In a team meeting, don't just listen to the words people are saying. Watch their body language. Is someone leaning back with their arms crossed? Are they avoiding eye contact? Maybe they disagree but don't feel comfortable speaking up. High EQ individuals notice these nonverbal cues. A great technique is active listening. When someone is talking, your goal isn't just to hear them, it's to understand their perspective. Paraphrase back what you heard. So if I'm understanding you correctly, you're concerned about the timeline because of the new data. This shows you're not just waiting for your turn to talk, you're genuinely engaged. Finally, all of this culminates in relationship management. This is where you use your awareness of your own emotions and others' emotions to manage interactions successfully. It's about giving constructive feedback clearly and kindly. It's about resolving conflicts by finding common ground. It's about inspiring and influencing your team. For instance, instead of saying you need to fix this, you could say, I think we can make this part even stronger. What are your thoughts on trying this approach? The first one triggers defensiveness, the second one invites collaboration. This isn't manipulation, it's just clear, respectful, and emotionally intelligent communication. It's a superpower. Skill number 3 is creativity and innovation. And let's be clear, this isn't just for artists or designers. Creativity, in the context of the future of work, is about connecting seemingly unrelated dots to generate novel and useful ideas. It's the engine of progress. While AI is incredible at optimization and analysis based on existing data, true, out-of-the-box creativity, the kind that creates entirely new categories and solutions, is still a deeply human domain. It's about imagining what be, not just refining what. The real magic happens when you combine human creativity with AI's capabilities. Let's run a thought experiment. The prompt is, generate 10 innovative business ideas that combine AI and sustainability. This is where you let your brain run wild, using technology as a building block, not a barrier. 1 AI-powered vertical farms in urban centers, using predictive analytics to optimize water, light, and nutrients for each specific plant, drastically reducing food miles and waste. 2, a smart grid for homes where an AI manages energy consumption, automatically selling excess solar power back to the grid and charging your EV at the cheapest times. 3, a fashion brand that uses AI to design clothing based on recycled materials. You scan a pile of plastic bottles or old textiles, and the AI generates unique patterns and cutting instructions to maximize material use and minimize waste. 4, an AI-driven platform for de-shopping. It analyzes your online shopping habits and suggests sustainable alternatives, second-hand options, or even just reminds you of similar clothes you already own, gamifying conscious consumption. 5, a service that uses satellite imagery and AI to identify companies that are violating environmental regulations, like illegal deforestation or chemical dumping, and provides that data to activist groups and regulators. 6. Personalized nutrition plans generated by an AI that not only considers your health goals and DNA, but also prioritizes ingredients with the lowest carbon footprint based on your location and the current season. 7. An AI-powered recycling sorter for municipalities that can identify and separate complex materials far more accurately than current systems, making recycling more economically viable. 8. A dynamic carbon offsetting service. Your app tracks your travel and consumption, and an AI automatically invests in the most effective carbon offset projects in real time, giving you a transparent impact dashboard. 9. A construction company that uses generative AI to design buildings that are not only aesthetically pleasing and functional, but are optimized for energy efficiency, natural light, and use of sustainable, locally sourced materials. And 10. An educational platform that uses an AI tutor to teach kids about climate science, tailoring the curriculum to their learning style and local environment, making the problem tangible and empowering them with solutions. See, each of these ideas takes a human value, sustainability, and amplifies it with the power of AI. Creativity is the spark that asks, what if? Technology is the fuel that makes it happen. If there's one constant in the world of technology, it's change. And that brings us to skill number 4, adaptability and lifelong learning. The idea of learning a trade and doing it for 40 years is, for most of us, completely gone. The shelf life of skills is shrinking. What's cutting edge today might be standard tomorrow and obsolete the day after. So, adaptability isn't just about being okay with change. It's about actively seeking it out and having a system in place to continuously update your own mental software. It's about transforming from a know-it-all to a learn-it-all. The mindset shift is crucial. You have to embrace the idea of being a perpetual beginner. It's okay not to know something. In fact, it's expected. The danger isn't in not knowing, it's in pretending you do or being unwilling to learn. This requires a dose of humility and a huge amount of curiosity. The people who will thrive are the ones who, when faced with a new AI tool or a new market trend, don't say, "That's not how we do things." They say, "Interesting, how does that work? How can I use it?" This curiosity is the fuel for lifelong learning. So, how do you operationalize this? Let's design a concrete 6-month personal learning plan for staying adaptable in this AI-driven job market. This isn't about getting a whole new degree, it's about micro-learning and consistent effort. Let's say your goal is to become proficient in using AI tools to enhance your productivity as a project manager. Month 1, Foundation. You dedicate 30 minutes every day to understanding the basics. You watch explainer videos on what large language models are, read articles on the difference between generative and analytical AI, and subscribe to 2 high-quality AI newsletters. The goal is just to build the vocabulary. Month 2 and 3, Practical application. You pick 2 specific AI tools, maybe a project management AI like Motion and a writing assistant like Jasper or Notion AI. You commit to using them for all your projects during this period. You're not just trying them out, you're integrating them. You watch tutorials, you experiment with different prompts, you learn their strengths and weaknesses. The goal is hands-on fluency. You're building muscle memory. This is where the real learning happens, through doing, failing, and trying again. Month 4 and 5, expansion and specialization. Now that you have a baseline, you start to explore more advanced use cases. How can you use AI for risk analysis in your projects? Can you use it to generate initial project plans or to summarize weekly progress reports for stakeholders? You start connecting with other professionals in online forums or LinkedIn groups to see how they're using these tools. You might even take a short online course on a specific skill, like advanced prompt engineering for business. The goal is to move from a user to a power user. Month 6, teach and synthesize. The best way to solidify your knowledge is to teach it to someone else. Prepare a short presentation for your team on how they can use AI to improve their workflow. Write a blog post or a detailed LinkedIn article about your 6-month journey. This forces you to structure your thoughts and truly own the knowledge. This cycle of learning, applying, and teaching is the engine of adaptability. Skill number 5, digital literacy and tech fluency, is a close cousin of lifelong learning, but it's more specific. This isn't just about knowing how to use a computer or send an email anymore. That's table stakes. True digital fluency by 2030 will mean understanding the underlying logic of the digital tools you use. It's the ability to not just use the software, but to select the right tool for the job, to integrate different tools into a seamless workflow, and to understand the data security and privacy implications of your digital footprint. It's about being the master of your tech stack, not a servant to it. Let's break down the key categories of digital tools that will be non-negotiable for almost any professional. First, and most obviously, are AI-powered communication and creation tools. We're talking about more than just spell check. Think of tools like Notion AI or Jasper for generating first drafts of reports, emails, or marketing copy, or tools like Descript that can edit video and audio just by editing a text transcript. Fluency here means understanding prompt engineering, how to ask the AI for what you want in a way that gets you the best results. It's an art and a science. Next up, collaborative work platforms. The era of emailing Word documents back and forth with v2_final_final in the file name is over. By 2030, Fluency in platforms like Asana, Monday.com, or Trello for project management, and Figma or Miro for visual collaboration will be essential. These aren't just digital whiteboards or to-do lists. They are the virtual offices where work happens. A fluent professional knows how to set up a project, assign tasks with clear dependencies, build automated workflows, and use these platforms to provide a single source of truth for their entire team, whether they're in the same room or spread across the globe. Then there's data literacy. This is a big one. You don't need to be a data scientist, but you absolutely need to be comfortable with data. This means being able to use tools like Google Analytics, Tableau, or even just the advanced features of Google Sheets or Excel to interpret data, spot trends, and create basic visualizations. If a marketer can't understand their campaign performance data, or a sales manager can't analyze their team's pipeline data, they are flying blind. Fluency means being able to look at a dashboard and not just see numbers, but to extract insights and ask intelligent questions. Finally, there's the layer of cybersecurity and digital citizenship. As we live and work more online, understanding the basics of cybersecurity is no longer just the IT department's job. It's everyone's responsibility. This means using password managers, enabling two-factor authentication, being able to spot a phishing attempt, and understanding the privacy settings on the tools you use. It's about being a responsible, safe, and ethical participant in the digital world. Being fluent in these four areas, AI creation, collaboration, data, and security, is what will define a digitally literate professional in 2030. The nature of teamwork itself is evolving, which brings us to skill number 6, a new kind of collaboration. It's not just human to human anymore. The modern team is a hybrid, a trio of human, AI, and human. Effectively collaborating in this new structure requires a new set of skills and a completely new mindset. It's about understanding what the AI is good at, what the humans are good at, and how to create a workflow that leverages the best of both, creating a whole that is far greater than the sum of its parts. It's about building a truly augmented team. Let's get practical. How do you actually do this? The first strategy is to clearly define roles. Just like you'd assign roles in a human team, one person for research, one for writing, one for design, you need to assign a role to the AI. The AI's role is typically that of an incredibly fast, data-driven intern or assistant. It's brilliant at tasks that are repetitive, data-intensive, or require rapid generation of options. For example, in a marketing campaign, you might assign the AI the task of analyzing competitor ad copy, generating 50 headline variations, and summarizing customer feedback from the last quarter. The humans on the team then take on the roles that require context, strategy, and emotional intelligence. The human marketer doesn't just take the AI's 50 headlines and run with them. They use their creative judgment and understanding of the brand's voice to select the top 3. They use their strategic insight to decide which customer feedback points to a real product issue versus just a one-off complaint. The human's job is to curate, to strategize, to empathize, and to make the final call. The AI provides the raw material, the human provides the wisdom. A key strategy for making this work is to create a human-in-the-loop system. This means the AI is never fully autonomous on critical tasks. It operates, presents its findings, and then there's a mandatory checkpoint where a human reviews, refines, and approves. For a software development team, an AI might write a block of code, but a human senior developer must review it for security, efficiency, and adherence to the project's overall architecture. This prevents errors, reduces bias, and ensures the AI's output is aligned with the team's strategic goals. Finally, communication protocols have to adapt. Teams need to become fluent in prompting and interpreting. Prompting is the skill of communicating clearly with the AI to get the desired output. Interpreting is the skill of understanding the AI's output, including its potential limitations or biases. Team meetings might now include a section where someone says, "I asked the AI to analyze customer churn data, and it flagged pricing as the main issue." But I think it might be underweighting the impact of that UX bug we had last month. This dialogue, where humans critically engage with AI-generated insights, is the hallmark of a successful human-AI team. With teams and tools changing so dramatically, it's only natural that leadership has to change too. This is skill number 7, leadership in the age of AI. The old command and control model of leadership is already dying, but AI will deliver the final blow. You can't command an algorithm, and you can't micromanage employees who are being augmented by powerful tools you may not fully understand. The leader of 2030 is less of a director and more of an architect, a coach, and an ethicist. Their primary role is to create the conditions for their hybrid human-AI team to succeed. So what does this new leader look like? First, they are a vision setter. In a world of infinite data and AI-generated possibilities, the leader's most important job is to provide a clear, compelling vision and a strong strategic direction. They're the ones who answer the question, why are we doing this? The AI can optimize the path, but the leader must define the destination. They need to be incredible communicators, constantly reinforcing the mission and helping the team filter out the noise and focus on what truly matters. Without a strong why, a team armed with AI will just generate a lot of activity with no progress. Second, the new leader is a talent enabler. Their focus shifts from managing tasks to developing people. They have to be masters of emotional intelligence, fostering psychological safety so their team members feel comfortable experimenting, failing, and learning with new AI tools. They coach their team on how to collaborate with AI, how to develop critical thinking skills to question the AI's output, and how to focus on the high-value, uniquely human work. They see their team members not as cogs in a machine, but as a portfolio of capabilities to be nurtured and grown. Their mantra is, how can I remove obstacles and empower you to do your best work with these new tools? Third, they must be an AI translator. A leader in 2030 doesn't need to be a coder, but they must have a deep conceptual understanding of AI's capabilities and limitations. They need to be able to speak the language of both the business and the technology. They have to be able to ask the right questions of their technical experts and translate complex AI concepts into clear business strategy for their stakeholders. They are the bridge between the data scientists building the models and the marketing team using them, ensuring everyone is aligned and moving in the same direction. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, the leader of 2030 is an ethical guardian. They are responsible for the responsible and ethical implementation of AI. They have to constantly ask questions like, is this AI model biased? Are we being transparent with our customers about how we use their data? What is the human impact of this automation? They establish the ethical guardrails within which the team operates. This isn't a task they can delegate. In the age of AI, ethics is not a side issue. It is a core leadership competency. Vision, empowerment, translation, and ethics. That's the new quadrant of leadership. As technology makes the world smaller, our teams are becoming more global. This brings us to skill number 8, cross-cultural communication. The ability to work effectively with people from different backgrounds, cultures, and communication styles is no longer a niche skill for diplomats or international executives. In a digital-first world where your teammate could be in Tokyo, your client in Berlin, and your boss in Sao Paulo, it's a fundamental requirement for smooth collaboration. And miscommunication in this environment doesn't just cause awkwardness, it can derail projects and damage relationships. Let's break down 5 practical skills for mastering cross-cultural communication in a digital-first world. The first is understanding high-context versus low-context communication styles. Low-context cultures like those in the US or Germany tend to be very direct and explicit. The message is in the words. High-context cultures, common in Japan or many Arab nations, rely heavily on non-verbal cues, shared understanding, and the relationship between people. The message is often implied. In a digital-first world, this is a minefield. An email that seems efficient and clear to a low-context person might seem blunt and rude to a high-context person. Be aware of your own style and try to be more explicit and clear than you think is necessary, especially in writing. Second, Be mindful of different attitudes toward time and deadlines. Some cultures have a linear view of time. Punctuality is rigid, schedules are fixed, and deadlines are firm. This is common in places like Switzerland or Japan. Other cultures have a more flexible, fluid view of time, where relationships and other contextual factors can take precedence over a strict schedule. This is more common in Latin America or the Middle East. When collaborating digitally, it's crucial to explicitly agree on what a deadline means. Does end of day mean 5 p.m. your time, their time, or something else entirely? Over-communicate about timelines. Third, adapt your communication medium. Don't rely solely on email or chat, which can strip out all the nuance and context. If you're sensing a misunderstanding or discussing a sensitive topic, switch to a video call. Being able to see someone's facial expressions and body language can bridge a huge communication gap. Conversely, after an important video call, always follow up with a written summary of the key decisions and action items. This caters to those who prefer clear, written documentation and ensures everyone is on the same page, regardless of their communication preference. Fourth, practice active listening and ask clarifying questions. This is crucial in any communication, but it's 10 times more important across cultures. Never assume you understand. Use phrases like, "Let me make sure I'm understanding correctly. You're suggesting we should," or "Could you explain what you mean by a slight delay?" This isn't about questioning their intelligence, it's about showing respect and a genuine desire for clarity. It invites the other person to elaborate and helps prevent misunderstandings before they start. Finally, cultivate genuine curiosity and suspend judgment. Approach every interaction with the mindset that your way is not the only way. It's just one way. Be curious about why your colleague from India might be hesitant to give direct negative feedback, or why your Dutch counterpart is so straightforward. Read about their culture, ask respectful questions, and be open to adapting your own style. This humility and curiosity is the foundation of all successful cross-cultural relationships. It turns potential friction into a source of strength and learning for the entire team. As the world gets more interconnected and volatile, the problems we face get more complex. This leads us to skill number 9, complex decision-making. Simple decisions have clear, predictable outcomes. Complex decisions involve multiple stakeholders, ambiguous information, long-term consequences, and a high degree of uncertainty. In the past, leaders relied heavily on experience and intuition. In the future, the best decision-makers will be the ones who can masterfully blend human intuition with the raw analytical power of AI. It's about creating a partnership between gut and gigabytes. Let's walk through an example. Imagine it's 2030, and you're the CEO of a global logistics company. A major geopolitical conflict has just erupted, disrupting a key shipping lane that accounts for 30% of your revenue. On top of that, a new environmental regulation is being proposed that would significantly increase the fuel cost for your entire fleet. Your shareholders are panicking, your customers are demanding solutions, and your employees are anxious. This isn't a simple problem with an easy answer, it's a complex, multi-variable mess. Here's where the human-AI partnership begins. First, you task your AI systems with the data-heavy lifting. The AI can instantly model thousands of scenarios. It can analyze alternative shipping routes, calculating not just time and distance, but also factoring in port congestion data, weather pattern predictions, and the risk of further geopolitical instability. It can simulate the financial impact of the proposed environmental regulation under different compliance scenarios. It can scrape news and social media to provide a real-time sentiment analysis of your customers and the market. The AI's job is to provide you with a comprehensive, data-driven map of the landscape. Now, the human element comes in. The AI can give you probabilities and projections, but it can't make a judgment call. It can't understand the nuances of your long-term relationship with a port authority in a different country. It can't weigh the reputational damage of being seen as environmentally irresponsible against the short-term financial hit of adopting cleaner fuels early. It doesn't have a feel for the morale of your employees. This is where you, the leader, and your team come in. You take the AI's quantitative analysis and overlay it with qualitative human judgment. The decision-making process becomes a dialogue. You look at the AI's top 3 recommended routes. One is fastest, but passes near another unstable region. One is safer, but significantly longer and more expensive. The third requires partnering with a smaller, less reliable shipping company. The data alone doesn't give you the answer. You bring in your head of operations, your chief financial officer, and your head of public relations. You use your experience, your ethical framework, and your strategic vision to debate the options. Your intuition, that gut feeling honed over years, tells you that the safest route, while expensive, sends a powerful message of stability to your customers and shareholders. You decide to absorb some of the cost to protect your brand's reputation for reliability. That synthesis of data and wisdom, that's complex decision-making in the age of AI. As AI becomes more powerful and integrated into every facet of business and life, our ability to wield it responsibly becomes paramount. This is skill number 10, and honestly, it might be the most important of all ethical and responsible AI use. This isn't just a checkbox exercise or a task for the legal department. It's a critical leadership and operational skill for everyone who builds, manages, or uses AI systems. Unethical AI isn't just bad for society, it's a massive business risk that can lead to catastrophic brand damage, legal penalties, and a complete loss of customer trust. Let's get specific and talk about the top 5 ethical challenges of using AI in business and how leaders really need to address them head-on. The first, and probably the most talked about, is bias. AI models learn from data, and if that data reflects historical societal biases related to race, gender, age, and so on, the AI will learn and often amplify those biases. For example, a hiring AI trained on past hiring data from a male-dominated industry might learn to penalize resumes with female-sounding names. Leaders have to proactively audit their data sets for bias, implement fairness metrics in their model testing, and make sure a diverse team is building and overseeing the AI to catch blind spots. The second major challenge is transparency, often called explainability. Many advanced AI models, especially deep learning networks, are black boxes. They can give you an answer, but they can't easily explain how they arrived at it. If an AI denies someone a loan, the bank needs to be able to explain why. Leaders must push for and invest in explainable AI or XAI techniques. They need to create a culture where the AI said so is never an acceptable answer. There must always be a human understandable reason for critical decisions. Third is data privacy. AI models are hungry for data, and the more personal the data, the more powerful they can be. This creates a huge ethical responsibility to protect that data. Leaders need to champion a privacy by design approach, where data protection is built into the system from the very beginning, not just bolted on as an afterthought. This means collecting only the data that is absolutely necessary, data minimization, being transparent with users about how their data is used, and implementing robust security to prevent breaches. It's about treating customer data as a liability to be protected, not just an asset to be exploited. Fourth is the challenge of accountability. If an autonomous vehicle with an AI navigation system causes an accident, who is at fault? The owner? The manufacturer? The programmer who wrote the code? The company that supplied the training data? Leaders must establish clear lines of accountability for the outcomes of their AI systems. This means having humans in the loop for high-stakes decisions and creating clear protocols for what happens when an AI makes a mistake. You can't fire an algorithm, so you must have a human who is ultimately responsible. Finally, there's the societal impact, specifically job displacement. While AI will create new jobs, it will also automate existing ones. A responsible leader doesn't ignore this. They think about the human cost of automation. This means investing in reskilling and upskilling programs for employees whose roles are changing. It means being transparent with the workforce about the company's AI strategy and supporting them through the transition. Ethical leadership in the age of AI is about harnessing its power for growth while actively mitigating its risks and negative consequences for people. You don't have to start a company to be an entrepreneur. In the rapidly changing landscape of 2030, an entrepreneurial mindset is a critical skill for everyone. This is skill number 11, entrepreneurial thinking. It's really a way of looking at the world, identifying problems as opportunities, being resourceful, taking calculated risks, and constantly experimenting and iterating. In a large corporation, this is often called intrapreneurship. It's about treating your project, your department, or even just your own role as your own small business that you are responsible for growing and improving. So how do you actually cultivate this mindset, especially in the AI era? Let's build a step-by-step guide. Step 1 is to actively hunt for problems and inefficiencies. An entrepreneurial thinker doesn't complain about a broken process, They see it as an opportunity. They ask, why is this so slow? Why do we do it this way? Is there a better way? With AI as a tool, the potential for better ways is everywhere. You could notice that your team spends hours each week manually compiling progress reports. The problem is wasted time. The opportunity is to find or build an AI tool that automates it. Step 2 is to move from problem identification to rapid ideation. Don't just find one solution, generate 10. This is where you can use AI as a creative partner. You could prompt an AI, I'm a marketing manager. My team spends 10 hours a week manually tracking competitor mentions on social media. Give me 10 ideas for how to automate this process and what kind of value it would create. The AI might suggest using sentiment analysis tools, setting up automated alerts, or even creating a dashboard that visualizes competitor activity. The goal is to think expansively before you narrow down. Step 3 is the minimum viable product or MVP mindset. A true entrepreneur doesn't spend a year building the perfect, all-encompassing solution. They build the smallest, simplest version of their idea possible to test if it actually works and provides value. In our report automation example, the MVP isn't a custom-coded software. It might be a simple Zapier automation that connects a few existing apps. Or it might be using a free version of an AI tool for 1 week to see if it saves time. The goal is to learn as much as possible with the least amount of effort. Step 4 is to be data-driven and customer-obsessed. An entrepreneur is constantly measuring results and getting feedback. After you run your MVP for a week, you measure how many hours did it actually save. You then go to your customers, your teammates, and ask, was this report useful? What was missing? How could it be better? This feedback loop is the engine of iteration. You take that feedback, you tweak your solution, and you try again. You're constantly learning and improving based on real-world evidence, not just assumptions. Finally, step 5 is about embracing calculated risk and learning from failure. Not every idea will work. Your automation might fail. Your new process might be more confusing than the old one. An entrepreneurial thinker doesn't see this as a personal failure. They see it as a data point. They think, okay, that approach didn't work. What did I learn? Why didn't it work? What should I try next? This resilience and bias for action, this cycle of identifying, ideating, testing, and learning, that's the essence of entrepreneurial thinking, and it's a skill that will make you invaluable in any role. We've talked about a world of constant change, learning, and high-stakes decisions. That environment, as exciting as it is, can also be incredibly stressful. That's why our final skill, number 12, is one of the most fundamentally human: resilience and stress management. Resilience is not about being tough and never getting knocked down. It's about how quickly you get back up. It's your capacity to recover from difficulties. In a fast-changing digital economy, your mental and emotional well-being isn't a luxury. It's a core component of your professional performance. Burnout is the enemy of adaptability and creativity. So, how do we build this skill? It's not a one-time fix. It's a series of daily practices that build your capacity over time, like exercising a muscle. Let's talk about some concrete daily practices you can start today. First, practice digital hygiene. The constant stream of notifications, emails, and news alerts is a major source of modern stress. It keeps our brains in a state of constant, low-grade alert. Be intentional about disconnecting. Set specific times to check email, and turn off non-essential notifications on your phone. Schedule 20 to 30 minutes of no screen time each day. Go for a walk, listen to music, just sit and think. Second, incorporate mindfulness and breath work. This doesn't have to mean an hour of meditation. It can be as simple as taking 3 deep, slow breaths before you join a stressful meeting or after you finish a difficult task. This simple act can activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which helps you calm down and move out of fight or flight mode. Apps like Calm or Headspace can be great guides, but the core practice is simple. Pay attention to your breath for a few moments. This builds the mental muscle of being present and not letting your thoughts run away with you. Third, focus on what you can control. A lot of stress comes from worrying about things that are completely outside of our influence: the global economy, a competitor's actions, a new corporate policy. Resilient people are adept at differentiating between their circle of concern and their circle of influence. Acknowledge the concerns, but focus your energy and attention exclusively on the things you can actually do something about: your own work, your attitude, your response to events. This simple mental shift can be incredibly empowering and stress-reducing. Finally, prioritize physical well-being and social connection. The mind and body are not separate. A lack of sleep, poor nutrition and no exercise are guaranteed to reduce your resilience and increase your stress levels. Make sleep a non-negotiable priority. Move your body every day, even if it's just a brisk walk. And don't underestimate the power of real human connection. In a world of digital collaboration, it's easy to become isolated. Make a conscious effort to connect with colleagues on a personal level and nurture your relationships outside of work. A strong support system is one of the most powerful buffers against stress. These aren't soft skills, they are survival skills for the modern professional. So there you have it, 12 skills that, I believe, form the essential toolkit for thriving in 2030. We've gone from the analytical power of critical thinking and complex decision-making to the deeply human skills of emotional intelligence and resilience. We've talked about the importance of creativity, adaptability, and the new forms of collaboration and leadership that this AI-driven world will demand. It's clear that the future isn't about human versus machine. It's about humans with machines. The value is in the partnership. The premium is on the skills that AI can't replicate: curiosity, empathy, strategy, and ethical judgment. This might feel like a lot, and it is, but the key is not to get overwhelmed. You don't have to become an expert in all 12 of these overnight. The goal of this video was to give you a map. Now you can look at this map and identify where you're already strong and where you have the biggest opportunities for growth. Pick one or two skills that resonate with you the most, or that you think would have the biggest impact on your career right now, and start there. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and the process of future-proofing your career begins with a single, intentional decision to learn and adapt. The future isn't something that just happens to us. It's something we build every day, with the choices we make and the skills we cultivate. By starting to build these skills today, you're not just preparing for 2030. You're actively creating a more successful, more fulfilling, and more resilient version of your future self. You're positioning yourself to be not just a participant in the changes to come, but a leader. So start learning, start experimenting, and stay curious. The future is coming, and you can be ready for it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.